Yo, I honestly can't wait to see the Egghead Island spoilers tomorrow. I'm just so excited. Like, I can't wait. Oh my god, I can't. Oh my god. I'm a grown-ass man. Since the dawn of time, there has been levels set into place in order to gauge a character's strength in One Piece. Over the years, many people transitioned from this traditional way of power scaling since it didn't seem to make any sense. In this video, I'm going to break down the different perceived levels that the community has set into place to determine strength and tell you why it doesn't make sense. Cut the music off. Hey, you. Yes, I'm talking about you, the person listening right now. Let's have a one-on-one talk. Come closer. A little closer. Alright, chill out. Not too close. You freak. I found out that you can actually check the people watching your videos if they're subscribed or not from a fellow YouTuber. To my surprise, a lot of y'all keep checking in and not subscribing. What? Why? Why are we doing this? I love y'all and y'all enjoy these videos. Why are we doing this, guys? Why are we playing these games? Y'all got nothing to lose, and you get to hear my dumbass takes, and you're gonna get to experience One Piece through my lens. You're gonna get to see these Straw Hats achieve their dreams on this channel. Come along for the ride, guys. What are you doing? This right here is a typical way of gauging strength within the community. This is how many of us started, including myself, and this is how many people still power skill characters, and I'm here to completely debunk this because it's 100% wrong. As you can see, the list is divided into several levels: the Yonko level, the Admiral level, and the Commander's level. So Yonko Commander 1, Yonko Commander 2, and Yonko Commander 3. Let's start off with the Commander levels. How many times have you guys heard people say shit like, yo bro, he ain't even YC1 level? How can he be a YC1 level if he ain't even beat a YC1? That brother is only YC3 level. Oh, Sanji can't even be strong in Katakuri because the Yonko Commander 1 needs a right hand. Oh. Sorry, I just got out of hand. I got carried away, I'm sorry. These statements are made because people assume the pecking order of commanders for each crew is supposed to parallel every other crew. Hence, the first commander / right hands should all be on the same level or near power to each other, as well as all the other ranks like Yonko Commander 2, Yonko Commander 3 should be on the same level as every other crew's Yonko Commander 2 and Yonko Commander 3. But the truth is, there isn't an actual level because all their strengths vary. Oda distinguishes most commanders and portrays them in a different light from each other, and this also depends on what crew they are on. Fun fact, I bet you didn't even know Whitebeard's division commander's rank isn't even based off strength. Here's an overall representation of the Yonko Commander 1s and how they vary in terms of strength and how they are portrayed or going to be portrayed. By the way, this is just a grouping. This is not the current level I have these characters. I can already hear the Katakuri fanboys. Oh my god! I don't go fuck, man. At the very top, you have your vice captains, which are typically way stronger than your average Yonko Commander 1. These guys are considered to be the first commanders, but are portrayed very differently. Shanks' crew is said to have an high average bounty and to be the most balanced crew, while being the most impenetrable crew. That alone shows you that each of Shanks' commanders should relatively scale above their respective parallel in other crews. And in this case, with Ben Beckman, what makes him different from the others, he gets direct comparisons and statements with his own captain. It is said that his existence is feared comparable to Shanks in the New World. We don't know what they're specifically referring to, why he's as feared as much as Shanks, but it also mentions he's incredibly strong in physical combat, so take that as you will. If Shanks could be described as the sun, Ben Beckman could be described as the moon. Rayleigh has even better portrayal than Ben Beckman. Him, even at his old age, could still be considered the strongest right hand right now. Garp mentioned Rayleigh as a legend alongside Whitebeard, who was considered the world's strongest man at the time and was said to be equal to the Pirate King. Rayleigh was even able to cause problems for Kizaru and Sabaody. More recently, he was able to stop the situation with Blackbeard, even though he admits he can't beat him, but it just goes to show you how Rayleigh is viewed. He's also a hockey master, as we all know, and is also very likely to be an advanced Conqueror's hockey user. But more importantly, Rayleigh is the vice captain of the Pirate King, or the former Pirate King, I should say. Zoro is not technically confirmed the vice captain, but he pretty much is. Zoro is going to be the vice captain of the strongest Pirate King and the world's strongest swordsman, and he's going to be stronger than most of these YC1's captains in the future. He's already performed some of the best feats out of pretty much everybody else considered to be a YC1 as well. He's also an advanced Conqueror's hockey user, and the lowest tier guys have nothing that would put them remotely on the same level as Zoro. EOS potential includes Sabo and Shiryu. Sabo does have better portrayal than most people here. It's clear that Oda thinks of Sabo highly, and he will very well be a strong character. We see him go into a stalemate with another admiral similar to Rayleigh. He was also present in front of Imu and the 5 Gorosei. Oda wouldn't just have anybody in those type of situations. He has potential to be important in the final war, and some people even think he will fight Akainu, where we know characters who are shown at the end of the series typically look like some of the strongest. Sure, he could be a EOS Zoro opponent. That's pretty much all he has going for him, since he's the first commander I'm presuming. Give that version of Zoro a challenge, he'll be terrifyingly stronger than the commanders below on this list. These 3 goobers are going to suffer from power cliff. Some of them have impressive feats right now, but they are only impressive at that given time. Trust me, you're not going to catch me in 100 chapters saying, remember when Marco took that light beam? Remember when Marco took that big mom attack? Hey, you remember when Marco took that attack from this and that, this and that, this and that? Marco, how about you fucking hurt someone? Huh? How about that? You ever thought about that, buddy? You ever thought about actually doing damage to people instead of just being a human sponge? And then people lose their minds like, oh, yo, he's so strong. How about you impact the game in other ways, man? How about that? Get some good hockey under your belt, man. Get some better fucking shit. Because you will die doing that shit to the wrong guys, man. How about you run out of divine departure, huh, Marco? Alright, I'm done. These other vice captains are going to perform better feats on stronger opponents as we head into the end stages of One Piece, where characters are just going to look overall stronger via shonen progression than the time these 3 goobers were shown. Like I said, these other characters are going to be portrayed on another level, so what these characters above these 3 goobers show are going to be shown to be stronger than anything they've ever done, or said or implied to be stronger than anything these 3 goobers have done. In conclusion, there's no real YC1 level. They all vary in strength, so it's impossible for them to be considered on the same level. It's the same with the Yonko. The term Yonko level is viewed as the highest level in One Piece. Many people mistake this title as strictly referring to one's power that grants them the title of Yonko, which is false because it's a title not only predicated on one's soul fighting ability, but there's multiple factors, like influence on the world, crews, territory, etc. The most recent Yonkos like Luffy, for example, possess an insanely strong crew because they have guys like Sanji, you know what I mean? Luffy just defeated another Yonko, and previously the arc before was said to completely best another Yonko like Big Mom in her own home. And now he's awakened the legendary fruit that the world government is afraid of the world finding out about. He also has territories like Fishman Island, for example, and low-key Wano. That's super low-key though. Buggy's a prime example as to this not being specifically a strength level and what it actually requires to be a Yonko. Buggy became a Yonko because his previous accomplishments and his current influence on the world, and obviously with his current crew known as Cross Guild, where he has the world's strongest swordsman. This is what elevated him as a status to a Yonko. At the top of the tier list, I have Blackbeard and Shanks. I believe these two will be more than likely to be shown stronger than every other Yonko we've seen besides EOS Luffy. Shanks, I have no real reasoning, but I just think Oda's been hyping this man up for like how long. He's been hiding his full power forever, and he won't disappoint. He is already the hockey god of the verse, so I know Oda has big plans for this guy. Blackbeard will challenge a Pirate King Luffy, so he will become stronger than any other Yonko in the past like Kaido and Big Mom, since a weaker Luffy was able to challenge them. Luffy's on the same level as Kaido right now, but it won't be like that forever. As we know, Big Mom has seemingly died and hasn't shown feats that are on the same level as Luffy right now whatsoever. The Big Mom we've seen wasn't even on Kaido's level either. Emphasis on the Big Mom that we've seen. And Buggy is on a level of his own clearly. That's my goat. He's number 1. Lastly, the Admiral level. This is actually the only level that somewhat makes sense, since the Marines is an organization where they breed their own admirals and assign them their ranks. We know that there has to be a certain level of strength that a person has to achieve to be considered an admiral. That's more than likely why they recruited Green Bull and Fujitora in the draft, so we know you gotta be a certain level to be an admiral. But does that mean every admiral can't exceed that level? I don't know. So here is my personal list. With Akainu's placement, I made a video on Garp versus Akainu and I talk a little bit of why I view him the way I do. So if you want to see that, go check that out. And I believe the Fleet Admiral to be on the same level as other admirals doesn't make any sense, including Aokiji. Personally, I think the OG admirals are cut from a different cloth than the newer ones. I think they were portrayed in a better light. But all my bias aside, without concrete narrative importance or feats, and once again, I don't think Aokiji's on the same level as Fleet Admiral Akainu. I know, that's 11-day fight. How could you not think that? You're insane superior. Besides that, they could all be considered on the same level for now, since the current 3 admirals especially all have a similar role to fulfill and haven't done much, to where we could distinguish one is stronger than the other, and to the point where they're not on the same level. And we know that you have to be a certain level to be an admiral, so it's not a bad level to use in the community. But yeah, you guys might see from time to time me using these words and titles and stuff in videos: admiral level, yonko level, commander level. I don't actually use those levels to gauge who's stronger, but it's just a term that the whole One Piece community is accustomed to, so I just use it to make it easier for everyone. But anyways, that's something I want to touch up on, epic awareness to the community, that levels are not a proper way to gauge another person's strength, since they all pretty much vary. And I guarantee you, even though I said the admirals one is low-key okay, they will vary a lot too. We just have nothing to go off yet, and we just don't know what they're gonna do at the end of the series, and we don't know who they're gonna fight, and we don't know their full abilities, so it's just a safe bet for now. If you guys liked the video, make sure to subscribe, stop being stingy, and let's get to the Egghead Sanji agenda this week, boys. It's here. Let's go. That's it, guys. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.